In today's video, I'm sharing with you how to make this beautiful DIY fall harvest sign using items from Dollar Tree, and it's definitely one of my favorite DIYs for fall that I've ever made on my channel. So make sure you stay tuned to see how I put that together. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Katelyn if you're new here, and I absolutely love to DIY and make cute home decor. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button. Also give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed today's project. Today I'm making a fall truck sign with pumpkins in the back, and it turned out so cute. I love it and I'm so excited to share it with you all. So make sure you stay tuned to see how I put that together, because I did have a few little tips and tricks to make this look really realistic. Before I get started crafting, I do want to thank Skillshare for sponsoring this part of today's video. Skillshare is an online learning community and resource that offers over 25,000 classes. Whether you are wanting to learn how to edit videos or further your painting skills, they offer a ton of art classes as well as business classes. So whether you are wanting to take up a new hobby or learn something new, Skillshare has a ton of different informative, easy to follow classes that can really help you grow your creativity. Skillshare is $10 a month annually, and you can join over 7 million people that are already learning on Skillshare. If you go and click the link down below, which is directly under this video in the description box, you can click my link and my subscribers will get 2 months free to give Skillshare a try. So just go click the link down below and try it out for yourself. So thank you again to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. To begin this project, I'm using one of the fall little trucks from Dollar Tree, as well as a couple of these come in for a spell signs. I begin by going ahead and removing the jute string hangers as well as the tags, and then I'm going to be connecting these together using some of my jumbo popsicle sticks. I let all of the hot glue harden and cool off and just made sure everything felt really secure. The last time I tried to use this wood filler in one of my videos, it was really dry, so I ended up adding a little bit of water to it and mixing it in really good, but I decided to put that in between these signs just to give me a really nice finish. I also went ahead and filled in the little holes that were at the top that the string was ran through, so that everything will be perfectly smooth and I won't have any holes showing through. So next I am taking my truck. I'm also going to be removing everything from the back off of that, and also that little metal leaf that's attached on there. I wanted to make some of my faux wood and paint this white with the lines on it, but as you can see, or maybe it's hard to see on camera, but these boards didn't line up even on each side, so it was hard to draw a straight line from each side just because, like I said, the boards didn't line up. So I just ended up painting both of these white and then dry brushing over it with some of my steel gray color chalk paint.
You had me at a low, 'cause where you go is where I go. I don't need nobody else. I got you, and you got me too. You can ride all the blue. I wanna do what you want to.
Whenever all of my paint was dry, I took a piece of really coarse sandpaper and went along the edges. I love the effect it gives whenever all of that natural wood color shows through the sides. And I'm also going to sand down this truck because whenever I peeled the leaf off, it did peel some of the paper up. So I am trying to smooth that out as well as scratch it up a lot, so my paint will adhere really good to this, as well as sand off all of my glitter off of the Happy Harvest part.
We can leave and run away someday, someday.
Let me know in the comments down below, what would you have painted your truck? I'm going to be using my favorite moss color paint in the Waverly paints, but this is absolutely my favorite color right now for the fall season, so I thought it would be fun to paint this truck in like this sage green color, so then whenever I do put my orange pumpkins in the back, they do kind of pop off and contrast against this color. Next, I'm going to paint the wheels with some of this black chalk paint just to go ahead and make the finish match the rest of the truck. I also think this darkens them and makes them pop off and makes you really notice them. I love the look of them. I was going to add in some gray in there, but I really like them being the solid black color and actually look like tires. So then I do want to do some shading on this truck, so I take my original moss color and I mix in some of the brown. I did do this just a tiny bit at a time to make sure that I didn't get it too dark, but I keep adding in the brown paint to darken it up, and I'm just going to take my paintbrush, and this is kind of like a smaller one, and I'm going to add little lines and brush strokes all the way around the truck in kind of the shape that it's in. I'm going to paint this little bottom piece with some of my sterling silver chalk paint to make it pop out as well. I can take you anywhere, somewhere. We won't be scared. I actually picked these pumpkins up from Dollar Tree as well. The two larger pumpkins actually came in a little pack with some jute string ties, like they were for a banner, and then the small orange one came in like a wooden sticker sheet, but they all came from Dollar Tree. So to make this look really realistic, I discovered something really cool is if you take a large jumbo popsicle stick and you cut it in half and then round off the corners, this makes the perfect little tailgate or 3D tailgate to make it look really realistic. I was worried about just gluing those pumpkins down. I didn't like that you were able to see the ridges because it kind of just looked like these pumpkins were floating in the air, but adding this little popsicle stick on top of it did exactly what I wanted it to do. I painted it with the darker shade, so it does have a little bit of contrast to it, but then I hot glue it down over the bottom of these pumpkins so it's just straight, and it gives it a really pretty effect. So I did wait for that to dry, and while I was doing that, I went ahead and added some wood filler in those holes on top of the pumpkin stems just so they were nice and flat, and then painted them with some of my orange pumpkin color Waverly chalk paint. To make these pumpkins look more realistic, I'm using some of that orange paint as well as a little bit more of my truffle color brown paint and mixing them together so that I can add a little bit of the detailing, contrasting rounded parts of the pumpkin. So I'm filling that in really pretty on both of those. I did go ahead and paint the stem with mostly of the truffle paint so it is brown, and then I wanted to set this tiny little pumpkin in the front of both of these, so I went ahead and give that a couple coats of the white paint, and I go ahead and paint the details on that with the truffle paint as well.
Jump into the car on a Friday night, I wanna drive with you. Never seen a sky so blue. We don't have a plan and the night is young. It doesn't matter what we do.
After I was really happy with how my pumpkins were looking in the back of this truck, I went ahead and just glued them down. Do try to add extra hot glue. I just kind of tacked mine down because this was the first time I was making this project and I was just kind of hoping everything worked out. But do add extra hot glue because I did stack up everything, so everything is really layered. and I applied extra hot glue to this little popsicle stick and just kind of pushed it down over the top, and it is holding really nicely. But I do love how those pumpkins just pop out at you and look three-dimensional. So next I am taking my Sharpie paint marker, and I used to do this to all of my crafts, and it 100% made them so much prettier just to take a fine tip Sharpie paint marker and add extra detailing by just using some black squiggly lines around the edges. It just really outlines everything and makes it pop.
Ain't nobody like you, look so beautiful, and I'm so lucky to be yours, and you're taking me high.
Also, if you're gonna make this and hang this up on your wall, make sure you add a ton of hot glue, or even try some wood glue or something to put on there, and just make sure that it does have a really strong hold.
Yeah, you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you.
After placing my truck towards the bottom, I knew I wanted some writing at the top of this sign. I picked up these little black letters with this pretty font from Dollar General. I have so many things throughout my house that have the Dollar Tree sticker font, and I just like to mix it up so everything does look different and not exactly the same. So the easiest way that I could find to get this exactly how I wanted it, because I did struggle getting these letters on straight, I kind of wanted a little bit of a curve to them, and I didn't want to stick them down on the sign and have to keep picking them up. I do want them to stay really nice on this sign. So I ended up using a piece of parchment paper is all I've had, but you can use wax paper, and I laid down all of the stickers that I wanted, how I wanted them, and they didn't stick perfect, but they stuck long enough until I could use them. So this is a perfect way you can rearrange them without taking all of the stickiness off of the back. So I went ahead and cut it out with some scissors after I had it all on there. I did this for the top word too. I just held it down with my little chalk paint bottles because it kept rolling up. But I laid out all of these stickers like I liked it, and then I'm going to be using some of my blue painter's tape and just kind of use that as some transfer tape. And whenever I laid it over the word perfect and picked it up, I was able to lay it down really nice and straight and see exactly where it needed to go on the sign.
And you make me smile. I can listen all night long. I tell you about the time when I first met you, listening to a favorite song, walking on the street when you caught my eye, something about the way you move. No, there ain't nobody like, so lucky to be yours, and you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. I'm not coming down.
I spelled out the words farmer's market, and I love how it looked, but they didn't have enough R's in this pack, and I didn't want to have to run out and try to find another matching pack, so I just tried to trace one of the R's little legs and then put that on that P, and I used that on the top. But I am absolutely obsessed with how this came out. I think it looks so beautiful. I think it's such a neat idea using Dollar Tree items to make like this three-dimensional truck. I couldn't be more happy with how it turned out, and like I say, it's definitely one of my favorite pieces. Thank you so much for checking out today's video. I had so much fun with this project. I think it turned out really cute. Like I say, it's one of my favorites. I just love it, and I think it is definitely a statement piece made for just a few dollars. So make sure that you are subscribed and give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!